Is my screen visible for everyone? Come on, I'm waiting for your response, guys. Respond in the chat. Okay, perfect. Perfect. First, here we are starting with this. What is Java? What is Java? Java is a programming language that was developed by Sun Microsystem. That was developed by Sun Microsystem in 1991. Java is a programming language that was developed by Sun Microsystem. That was developed by Sun Microsystem in the 1991. At that time, it was Oak programming language that renamed to Java, and Java released into market officially. Officially, it released with name Java in 1995. Before 1995, this programming language was called as Oak programming language. In the 1995, they renamed from Oak to Java, and they released first version of the Java into market. Right now, what is the current version of the Java? Officially it released with the name Java in 1995. What is the current version of the Java? Java released its 16th version. Java released its 16th version in March 2021. In March 2021, Java released its 16th version. What is the current version of the Java, guys? Java 16. Java 16 is the current version. Sir, Java 16 came into market. Why we are learning Java 8? Java 16 version came into market, but still why we are learning only Java 8? Although Java released its 16th version, Java 8 is the most widely used version of Java in the market. Although Java released its 16th version, current version of the Java is 16. Although Java has released its 16th version, Java 8 is the most widely Java 8 is the most widely used version. Java 8 is the most widely used version of Java presently in the market. Right now, today, if you go to the company and if you ask the developers which version of the Java you are using, if you ask 100 members, 99 members will say that we are using Java 8. What about Java 11, Java 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? Those versions are released. Now you see every year 2 versions releasing by Oracle for the Java. One version is coming in the March, one version coming in the September. After Java 8, people are not bothering about Java new versions. Earlier, when the Java version came into market, that is a big news. But nowadays, people are not even bothering about those versions. Why? Because every year 2 versions are coming from the Oracle. Now Sun Microsystem is not there. Sun Microsystem sold out to Oracle. So Oracle people releasing every year 2 versions for the Java. One release happening in the March, another release happening in the September. Okay. In the last March, 2021 March, Java released its 16th version. Now this September 17th version also will come. Every year 2 versions are coming for Java. Even though it is having 16th latest version, which version is mostly used version in the industry? Which version is using in the companies to develop the projects? Java 8. Even Java having its 16th version, Java 8 is the most widely used version of Java presently. Now 99.9% of developers are using Java 8 in the industry. Are using Java 8 in the industry to develop applications. Less number, or I can say 99%, 1% of the applications are using below versions of 1.8. Still in the industry, some projects are running on 1.6. Some projects are running on 1.7. Some projects are running on 1.9. Some projects are on Java 11. But 99% of the projects in the industry are running on Java 8. 99% of the projects are running on Java 8 version. Java 8 version. This is Java 8 version released on March 18th, 2014. When this Java 8 came into market, when this Java 8 came into market, Java 8 version, Java 8 version released on March 18th, 2014, almost 7 years back. Almost 7 years back, this Java 8 came into market. It has been 7 years, but still people are struggling to understand. 7 years back, in the year of 2014, Java 8 version came into market, but still people are not comfortable with Java 8 features. People are not confident on Java 8 features, right? 7 years back, these features came into the market. They are very powerful. The complete programming style got changed from Java 1.8 because functional programming got introduced, Lambda expressions got introduced, and Stream API got introduced. These are very big changes. These are very big changes in the Java programming. 7 years back, these changes got introduced into the Java, but still people are not confident on these features because they are not that much easy. Complete programming style got changed from Java 1.8 version. So that's the reason Java 8 is having lot of demand in the market. Now, if you go for a interview, are they asking any questions on Java 16? Are they asking questions on Java 8 only? If you attend an interview, are they asking questions on Java 16? Java 8 only, because in the industry people are not bothering about Java 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 because every year two versions are coming. But the big release in the Java is Java 1.8. So many changes got introduced in the Java 1.8. This 1.8 version came into market in the year of 2014. From the 2014 onwards, the way that we write the code in the Java got changed. The programming style got changed in the Java from 1.8 version because so many new concepts got introduced in the Java 1.8, and this is one of the biggest release in the Java. Java 1.8 is the biggest release. We can say game changer. Java 1.8 is the game changer. The complete programming style got changed from Java 1.8. In the industry also, 1.8 is having 1.8 is having more demand. More and more demand is there for Java 1.8. That is the reason when you attend a interview, definitely they are asking questions on the Java 8. Whether you go to interview as a fresher or whether you go to the interview as an experienced person, without asking question on the Java 8 features, your interview will not be completed. Recently, I attended a couple of interviews, guys. Just I want to check because it's been 3 years. I'm working in a company, right? So 3 years it has been. I just want to check what industry is expecting from the people. I'm having 8+ years experience. I attended a couple of interviews in the last month. And in this month also, I attended several interviews. In every interview, they are asking questions on Java 8. The reason they are developing the projects by using Java 8. They are looking for the people who are strong in the Java 8 features, especially Streams API and Lambda expressions. Now, do you understand why the demand is there for Java 8 in the market? Complete programming style got changed from Java 1.8 version. In the industry, 99% of the projects are developing by using Java 8. But what is the latest version in the market for Java? 16. Even though 16th version released for the Java, but still people are using Java 8 version in the applications development. I think September 17th version also might have released. I did not check it. March 1 release will happen. September 1 release will happen. This is September month. I think Java 17th version also might have released. I did not see that. On the 14th September, Java 17th also released. 17 version of Java. But do you think that people are bothering about the new versions in the Java nowadays? Do you think that people are bothering about new versions in the Java? No. The reason? Very frequently they are giving the releases. Earlier, earlier, Angular used to provide that kind of releases. Every 2 months one release, every 3 months one release. But now Java is providing 2 releases every year. So I think on 14th September, yeah, 14th September, Java 17th version also got released. On the 14th September, Java 17th version also got released. Are you able to follow this, guys? But still, Java 8 is having more demand in the market. Good. Now, Java 8 introduced so many new concepts to Java. We'll talk about them. Right, guys? Now, if you see the Java versions, if you see the versions of the Java, 1.0 version of the Java is a major release. First time Java 1.0 release happened. We can say it is a major release. That means the big release happened in the market with Java 1.0 version. After 1.0, with some minor changes, Java 1.1 version came. People are not bothered about it. After that, Java 1.2 came. Java 1.2 is also a major release. Java 1.2 also a major release. After that, Java 1.3, 1.4. People are not bothered about 1.3 and 1.4 because minor changes happened in 1.3 and 1.4 versions of Java. But again, Java 1.5 is a big release. Java 1.5 is a big release because in the 1.5 version only, they introduced annotations, they introduced generics, they introduced auto boxing, auto unboxing, executors frameworks. So many new concepts got introduced in Java 1.5. Java 1.5 is a major release because so many concepts introduced in Java 1.5. Annotations, generics, auto boxing, auto unboxing, executor framework, some changes to the collection API, so many new concepts, callable interface, so many new concepts got introduced in Java 1.5. But in the industry, people will say Java 1.5 is failed in the performance because complete language level changes happened. New so many features released in the Java because of those new features added in the 1.5 version. 1.5 version performance was poor. Java 1.5 version performance was poor. So that's why to improve the performance with those new features, immediately Java released its 1.6 version. This is also very minor release. Very minor release. Java 1.7 is also very minor release. Java 1.8 is major release. Very big. Very big release. So now if you see 1.0 first version of Java is a big release. First time that Java came into market. After 1.0, 1.2 collections got introduced there. Collection API, collection frameworks are added. 1.2 version, that is a big release in the Java. And 1.5 is also a major release because annotations, generics, executor frameworks, auto boxing, auto unboxing, so many new concepts got added. Whereas support, auto boxing, auto unboxing, collection related changes, threads related changes. So many things happened in the Java 1.5. That's why that is called major release. With this 1.5 version, some performance issues came because of those new features. Java application execution became slow. So that's why they improved the performance of the Java and they released 1.6 version. After that, 1.7 came. Less number of features are introduced in 1.7. Catch with multi exception, try with resources, like that. Some very less number of features got introduced in 1.6 version and 1.7 version. After this, 1.8 came. 1.8 is a minor release or 1.8 is a major release. 1.8 is a minor release or 1.8 is a major release. 1.8 is also a major release. Very big release that happened in the Java. 1.8 is a very big release that happened in the Java. 1.0, 1.2, 1.5, 1.8. These are major releases in the Java. After this 1.8, 1.9 came, but people are really bothering about new versions in the Java. 9, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17. No, they are all minor releases only. 1.8 was the biggest release in the Java because so many new features got added to Java programming language in 1.8 version. That's why this 1.8 version is having lot of demand in the market. This 1.8 version is having lot of demand in the market. Java 8 has introduced a lot of new APIs that have changed the way code is written in Java language. So earlier, you people already working on the Java, some people are learning Java courses, some people are working on the Java technologies right now. But from 1.8, Java 8 introduced a lot of new APIs. Java 8 APIs changed the way that we write the code. Java 8 changed the way we write code. Java 8 changed the way we write the code. We can write that code by using Java 1.7 version and by using 1.8 version, but the way that programmers will write the code in the 1.8 is completely changed. Java 8 changed the coding style. Java 8 changed coding style. Java 8 changed coding style with new APIs. Java 8 introduced a lot of new APIs. Java 8 changed coding style with those new APIs. Got it? Now, what is the main aim of the Java? What is the main aim of the Java? Right? The main aim of Java. Main aim of Java 8. What is the main aim of Java 8? Why these people released Java 8 features? Why this Java 8 became so popular in the market? What are the reasons for that? To simplify programming. One of the main reason is to simplify programming. To simplify programming. To enable functional programming. To enable functional programming. To enable functional programming. To enable functional programming. So right, they want to simplify the programming and they want to enable functional programming to write more readable and concise code. Java 8 is used to write more readable and concise code. To provide to write to write to write more readable to write more readable and concise code. To write more readable and concise code, we are going to use this Java 8. To write more readable and concise code, less number of lines of code. Less number of lines of code we are going to write. So these are the main aims of Java. To simplify the programming, to enable functional programming, to write more readable and concise code, this is Java 8 came into market. Java 8 is one of the big release in the Java community. Java 8 changed the coding style with the new APIs. This is Java 8 provided several new APIs so that we can change the coding style. We can change the coding style. We can simplify the programming. We can do the functional programming in the Java. We can simplify the programming. We can write the more readable and concise code by using the new features that are added in Java 1.8 version. 1.8 version. Okay, what are the big changes that happened in the Java 1.8? Changes introduced, features new features in Java 1.8 or Java 8. What are the new features that are added in the Java 1.8 version? What are the new features that are added in the Java 1.8 version, guys? Lambda expressions, functional interfaces, Lambda expressions, functional interfaces, stream API, stream API, interface changes, interface changes, interface changes, default and static methods, default and static methods, date and time API changes, 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 optional class, special iterator, string joiner, string joiner, method references, method references, constructor references, method references, constructor references, etc. Collections changes, some changes happen to the collections framework changes, collections framework changes, collections frameworks changes, some changes happen to the collections framework also in the Java 1.8 version. These are the main changes that happen to Java in the 1.8 version. Lambda expressions, functional interfaces, stream API, interface changes, default and static methods in the interface, date and time API changes, optional class, special iterator, string joiner, method references, constructor references, collections framework changes happened in the Java 1.8. These features, these new concepts that added in the Java 1.8 changed the way that we write the code. The programming style got changed in the 1.8 version. Programming style got changed in Java 1.8 version. What is the main aim of these features which are added in the Java 1.8? Why these features added in the 1.8 version? To write more readable and concise code, to enable functional programming, and to simplify the programming. They provided these concepts to us in the 1.8 version. These concepts are trending in the market. In the projects nowadays, people are using these concepts to simplify the code, to write the more code, to write the more readable and concise code. We are going to use these concepts. Are you guys able to follow this? Are you guys able to follow this? Are you guys able to follow this? Yep. Let's see here. Java is a programming language that was developed by Sun Microsystem. Officially, it released with the name Java in 1995. It is this programming language available from 1991, but at that time, this language name was different. That language was called as Oak. In the 1995, it called as Java. Oak renamed to Java in the 1995. Now, currently, Java released its 17th version, guys. 17th version in September 2021. In the March 16th version got released. In the September 17th version got released. Although Java released its 17th version, Java 8 is the most widely used version of Java presently. Right? 99% of developers are using Java 8 in the industry to develop applications. Java 8 version released on March 18th, 2014, almost 7 years back. If we see the version history of the Java, 1.0 major release, 1.2 major release, 1.5 major release, 1.8 also major release, right? Java 8 introduced a lot of new APIs to the Java programming language, right? Java 8 changed coding style with those new APIs. Java 8 version changed. Java 8 version changed coding style with those new APIs. What is the main aim of the Java 8? The main aim of Java 8 to simplify the programming, to enable functional programming, to write more readable and concise code. This is Java 8 features came into market. What are the features that came in the Java 8? Guys, am I audible for everyone? Are you guys with me? Are sleeping? Sir, we had good breakfast. We are feeling sleepy. Are you sleeping or you are listening? Sleeping, huh? Listening. Yeah, please concentrate, guys. These are very, 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 very important concepts to attend the interviews as well as to develop the projects. In every interview nowadays, they're asking questions on Java 8. In every interview, they're asking questions on Java 8. Okay. So definitely you will become very strong with the Java 1.8 futures. People watching from YouTube, are you able to follow? Yeah. At the end, I will give option to ask you at the end of the session, I will give option to unmute your mic and you can interact with me if you have any questions. Okay. Yeah. Just read this. What are the new features added in the 1.8? Functional interfaces. Here we can use supplier, consumer, supplier, predicate, predicate, function. So these are predefined functional interfaces. We can write our own functional interfaces also in the 1.8. Yep. New features in Java 8. Please read them. Please read them. Got it? What is the aim of Java 8 and what are the new features got introduced in Java 8? I hope all of you comfortable with this. Main aim to simplify programming, to enable functional programming, to write more readable and concise code. This is Java 8 version came into market. In this Java 8, what are the new changes? Why this much craze is there for Java 8 in the market? Because of these features only. What are those features? Lambda expressions. So first time in the Java, this lambda expressions and functional programming got introduced. Java, to be frank, Java is late in functional programming. Other programming languages are already supporting for the functional programming, but in the Java from 1.8 version only, this functional programming support got added. Good. Functional lambda expressions, functional interfaces, consumer, supplier, predicate function, stream API. This is very, 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 very important. Stream API. We are going to spend almost a week of time to understand this stream API. Interface changes. Interface changes. Up to 1.7, you can write only abstract methods in the interface, but from 1.8, we can write concrete methods also. Those are going to be default and static methods. And date and time API got changed in the 1.8 version. Optional class got introduced. Special iterator got introduced. String joiner got introduced. Method references, constructor references, collections changes, threads changes. All those things got introduced in the Java 1.8 version. Good. Let's get started with these features one by one. Let's try to understand these features. Let's try to understand these features. We are starting our journey with the Java 8 from lambda expressions. First, I'm going to start our discussion related to lambda expressions, because if you want to understand the power of the Java 8, you need to know lambda expressions. You need to know functional programming. What is functional programming? What is lambda? How to write the lambda? How to execute the lambda? Those things we are going to discuss first. Once we are comfortable with lambdas and the functional interfaces, then we will start with stream API. Then we'll start with the stream API. Got it? Yes. Now let's start with lambda expressions. Let's start with lambda expressions. Good. Guys, Java is the, can I say that? Java is the first programming language which is supported for lambdas. Can I say Java is the one and only programming language which support for lambdas? No. Lambda expressions are actually available in the maths from 1930 or 90s, 1990s, 1930, 1920. At that time only, lambda expressions were available in the maths. Lisp is the first programming language which started using lambda expressions. Lambda expressions started in the mathematics first. Lambda expressions started in the mathematics first, right? Lisp is the first programming language. Lisp, Lisp. Lisp is the first programming language, which is supported for lambda expressions. First programming language which is supported for lambda expressions. Lisp is the first programming language which supported for lambda expressions, right? Now, Lisp supports for that, C supports for that, C++ supports for that lambdas, C sharp, Scala, C sharp, Scala, Ruby, Python, Ruby, Python, etc. All these programming languages are all these programming languages are supporting for lambda expressions. Finally, Java also supporting for lambda expressions from 1.8 version. Java started Java started support for lambda expressions from 1.8 version. Before 1.8, lambda expressions were not there in the Java, but from 1.8 version, Java programming language is supported for lambda expressions. So Java is not the only language which supports for lambda. There are several other programming languages available in the market which supports for lambda expressions. Java started lambdas from 1.8 version. To be frank, Java is a latecomer in the functional programming. Java is latecomer. Java came late into market with functional programming. Other programming languages already supported for functional programming. Java came from the 2014 only. Java 1.8 version started supporting for lambdas and functional programming. We can say Java is late in this functional programming world. Are you guys clear with this one? Lisp is the first programming language which supported for lambda expressions. Lisp, C, C++, Scala, Ruby, Python, these programming languages supported for lambda expressions. Java started support for lambda expressions from 1.8 version. Java is late in lambdas. We can say Java is late in lambdas. All right. Now, so you might get wonder, what is this lambda, sir? What is this functional programming? Sir, we know that Java is object-oriented programming language. Now, from 1.8, Java is object-oriented programming language or Java is a functional programming language? We already know that Java is object-oriented programming language. But from 1.8, it supports for functional programming also. Now, Java is object-oriented programming language or Java is a functional programming language? Huh. Java is object-oriented programming language and it supports for functional programming also. Java is an object-oriented programming language only. Java supports for OOPS. But from Java 1.8, it is supporting for functional programming also. Are you able to follow this one? Java is an object-oriented programming language. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Java is an object-oriented programming language. By introducing lambdas in Java, by introducing lambdas in Java, by introducing lambdas in Java, it is supporting for functional programming also. It is supporting functional programming also. Java is an object-oriented programming language. By introducing lambdas in Java, it is supporting functional programming also. Now, what is the difference between functional programming and object oriented programming? What are the differences between functional programming and object oriented programming? Object oriented programming versus functional programming. What are the differences between object oriented programming and functional programming? Sir, we know Java is an object oriented programming language, but now you are saying from 1.8 it is supporting for functional programming also. First, let us explain what are the differences between object oriented programming language and functional programming language. First, we have to understand this. Once you understand, then we can start with lambdas. Lambdas introduced in which version of Java? Lambdas introduced in which version of Java? 1.8 version. Why lambdas introduced in 1.8 version? Why lambdas introduced in 1.8 version? To support functional programming. Java is the only language which supports for functional programming language, or other programming languages also supports? Other programming languages also supports. Java is the first programming language which supported for lambda. Is it true? Can I say my Java is great? Java is the first programming language which supported for lambda. No, Java is last. Java is late comer in the market for functional programming language. What is the first programming language which supported for lambdas? Lisp. Lisp is the first programming language which supported for that. C supports, C++ supports, C Sharp, Scala, Ruby, Python. All these languages already supported for lambdas. Java started supporting for lambdas from 1.8 version. Java is a latecomer in the functional programming. But finally, at least now Java also supports for functional programming from 1.8. Now I have a question. Java is a object-oriented programming language. Java is an object-oriented programming language, or Java is a functional programming language? Java is object-oriented programming language, or Java is functional programming language? Java is an object-oriented programming language only, but it supports functional programming also from 1.8 version. Java is an object-oriented programming language only, but it supports functional programming also from 1.8 version onwards. Got it, guys? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? Are you guys getting what I'm trying to say? Good. Right. In object-oriented programming, objects and classes are the main entities. In object-oriented programming languages, in object-oriented programming languages, classes and objects are main entities. In object-oriented programming languages, classes and objects are main entities. If we create a function, if we create a function in the object-oriented programming language, that function should exist within a class. If we create a function, if we create a function in the OOP language, if we want to create a function in the OOP language, that function should exist within the class. If you write a function outside the class, it doesn't have any meaning. It doesn't have any meaning, right? If we want to create a function, if we want to create a function in OOP languages, that function should be created. that function should be created inside the class. When you go for object-oriented programming languages, classes and objects are the main players. Classes and objects are the main players. We can say they are main entities. Inside the class, we will write the functions to perform the action. Functions nothing but methods. We are going to write the methods in the classes to perform the action. Methods, are you going to write inside the class, or you will write the methods outside of the class in the Java class? Inside the class, you have to write the method, or outside the class, you will write the method? Inside the class, you are going to write the methods. A function has no meaning outside the scope of the class object. Okay, so in the OOP languages, classes and in the OOP languages, classes and objects are the main entities. If you write the class, if you write the class, inside the class, you can write the methods. You can create the object for that class. You can call the methods. Within the class, methods will be available. When you go for functional programming, when you go for functional programming, in functional programming, in functional programming, function can exist outside the scope of an object. In functional programming, function can exist, function can exist outside outside the scope of an object. That means outside the scope of an object also we can write a function. We can assign the function to reference variable. We can assign function to reference variable. We can assign a function to reference variable. We can assign the function to reference variable. We can also pass them to other method as a parameter. One function can be passed as a parameter to another function. One function can be passed as a parameter to another function. One function can be passed as a parameter to another function. So if you develop a functional programming, you can write a function outside the scope of an object. You can assign a function to reference variable. You can pass one function as a parameter to another function. But when you go for object-oriented programming language, classes and objects you are going to develop, inside the class only you have to write the function. But when you go for functional programming, function can be written outside the scope of the object. We can assign the function to reference variable. One function can be passed as a parameter to another function. So these are the features that we are going to get when you have support for functional programming. Java supporting for that functional programming from 1.8 version. Sir, how to write the function outside the scope of object? How to assign the function to a reference variable? How to pass one function as a parameter another function? Slowly we will understand everything. Slowly we are going to understand everything. Got my points? Yeah, function means method. Function means method. Good. Good. What is lambda? What is lambda? Lambda expression is just an anonymous function. What is lambda? What is lambda? What is lambda, guys? Lambda expression is just an anonymous function, that a function with no name and no modifier and no return type. No modifier, no return type, nothing. No name, no modifier, no return type. What is lambda? Lambda expression is an anonymous function. What is lambda? It is an anonymous function. A lambda expression is nothing but a lambda expression is just an anonymous function. What is lambda? A lambda expression is just an anonymous function. For this anonymous function, nothing but no name. Anonymous function means no name, nameless function. We can say nameless function, no name for that. No modifier. Anonymous function means no name. Generally, function methods will have a name, na? If you write a method without name, that is called anonymous method. Function without name, anonymous, no name for that. No name, no modifier, no return type. Lambda will not have a name. Lambda will not have the modifier. Lambda will not have the return type. Lambda is just an anonymous function. It will not contain the name. It will not contain the modifier. It will not contain the return type. No name, no modifier, no return type. It is just an anonymous function. It is just an anonymous function. Guys, if somebody asks you what is lambda, what is lambda? What is the definition for lambda? Lambda is an anonymous function. Lambda will not contain the name. Lambda will not contain the modifier. Lambda will not contain the return type. No name, no modifier, no return type. That is called lambda. Simple, guys. I want to write one method to print something on the console. I want to write one method to print something on the console. I want to write one method which is used to print something on the console. You will write a method or not? You will write a method or not? What you will write generally? Public void m1. Public void m1. Here we are going to write system.out.println of hi. What is the name of the method here? M1. What is the name of the method? M1. What is the return type of the method? Void. What is the modifier of the method? Public. So here we have name, we have return type, we have modifier. But for the lambda, are we going to write name, modifier, return type, or lambda is an anonymous function? Lambda is an anonymous function or not? Lambda is anonymous function. Anonymous function nothing but no name. So I no need to write the name for this. Remove this. Modifier is required for the lambda, or modifier will not be there for lambda. No modifier. Remove this. Return type is required for the lambda. Lambda doesn't have return type. Lambda doesn't have return type. Lambda doesn't have return type. When you remove all these things, it is going to become a lambda. To represent the lambda, we will use arrow. This is lambda expression. This bracket is also not required. Only single line is there. This is called the lambda, which is used to print the statement. This is called the lambda, which is used to print the statement. Earlier, how we have printing the SOP? Public void m1 inside that. But now within single line, we are able to write the logic. No name, no modifier, no return type, just one arrow, which is used to represent lambda. What is lambda? A lambda expression is just an anonymous function. Lambda expression is just an anonymous function. Lambda will not contain the name. Lambda will not contain the modifier. Lambda will not contain the return type. This is a simple example for lambda. This is the simple example for lambda. This is simple example for the lambda. Got my point? Right. So slowly we'll understand how to write these lambda expressions, how to call these lambda expressions. We'll understand. Today, I just want to tell you the definition of what is lambda. I just want to tell you what is lambda definition. What is lambda? Lambda is just an anonymous function. Lambda will not contain the name, will not contain the modifier, will not contain the return type. Why these lambdas we are using? What is the reason to use the lambdas? Why to use lambda expressions? 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 To write functional programming in Java. To write functional programming in Java, we are going for lambda expressions. To write functional programming in Java, To write more readable, maintainable, and concise code. To write more readable, maintainable, and concise code. Why to use lambda expressions? To write functional programming in the Java, we are using lambda expressions. To write more readable and maintainable code and concise code, we are going to use lambda expressions. We are going to use lambda expressions. Lambda expressions. Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys getting my point? Lambda expression is just an anonymous function. No name, no modifier, no return type. Why to use lambda expressions? To write functional programming in Java. To write more readable, maintainable, and concise code, we are going to use these lambda expressions. How to write lambda expressions in Java? Let us see how to write lambda expressions in Java. It's very easy, guys. It's very easy. Don't get shocked by seeing lambda. It's not that much difficult. Lambdas are easy. If you know how to write a method in Java, then you can write lambdas also. If you know how to write a method in Java, you can write the lambda also. Writing the lambdas is very easy if you know how to write the methods in the Java. Do you know how to write a method in Java? Guys, come on. Do you know how to write a method in Java? Yeah. Let us take one method. Public void greet. Public void greet. Here I have a method. System dot out dot println hi. I have taken one method public void greet. If you know how to write methods in Java, writing lambdas is easy if you know how to write the methods in Java. Writing lambdas, writing lambdas is very easy if you know how to write methods in Java. Let's take one example. Writing lambda. Take one example to understand how to write the lambda. Let us take one example to understand how to write lambda. Okay, I'm taking a method, guys. I'm taking a method public void greet system.out.println of hi. Are you able to understand this method? Are you able to understand this method? Public void greet. Are you able to understand this method? Yes, we are able to understand this method. Can we write a lambda for this? Can we write a lambda for this? Public void greet. Public void greet. Now, from this method, I want to write a lambda. From this method, I want to write a lambda. Lambda means what? Lambda is just an anonymous function. No name, no modifier, no return type. Now, from this method, we have to remove the name. No name. Okay, remove this name. Modifier not required. Remove this modifier. Sorry, return type. Return type not required. Remove the return type. Modifier also not required. Modifier also not required. Modifier also not required. Now to represent it as a lambda, we will use one simple arrow. We will use simple arrow. Right. Now inside this body, how many lines are available? Multiple lines are available or single line is available? Single line is available. When the single line is available, curly braces are required or curly braces are not required. If there is a single line, curly braces are not required. If you want to execute multiple lines, then curly braces required. But currently we have only single line. Remove this curly brace also. Now you can keep this here after the arrow. This is lambda. If you write normal method, you have to write this. If you want to write the same logic by using lambda, you can write like this. Easy or difficult? Easy or difficult? Are you able to understand how to write the lambda now? Are you able to understand how to write the lambda for this? Okay, this is example one. Example one. I have taken a method. For that method, I have written the lambda. Generally, we will call these methods na. Now, sir, I don't have any name how to call this method. We'll talk about it. In order to call these methods, we will use functional interfaces. Why functional interfaces are there? Functional interfaces are used to call the lambda expressions only. Generally, to call the methods in the Java, we will create the objects. But here, to call the lambdas, we are going to use functional interfaces. We'll talk about that. First, let us try to understand how to write the lambdas. Then I will tell you how to call those lambdas also. Good. Let me take one more example, guys. Let me take one more example. Can you guys write the lambda for this? Can you guys write the lambda for this? I will give one method. Can you write the lambda for this method? Right. Public void add integer a comma integer b. Integer a comma integer b. System dot out dot println of a plus b. System dot out dot println a plus b. Now I have a method with parameter. I want you people to write the lambda for this. Equivalent lambda, I want you people to write it. Equivalent lambda, I want you people to write it. Good. Check this. Check this. This is a normal method. Whatever the logic available here, I want to do that by using lambda. For lambda, method is name is required. Remove the name. Return type is required. Remove it. Modifier is required. Remove it. Once I have removed everything, I need to keep a arrow. Inside the arrow, inside this curly braces, how many lines are there? One line is available. When there is only one line, curly braces are mandatory or curly braces are optional? Optional. Remove them. Remove those curly braces also. Remove those curly braces also. This is the lambda. This is the lambda. Right. And another powerful concept is you can remove the data type also, not required. Based on the operation you are performing, it will decide what type of data you pass. Based on the data, it is going to perform the operation. If you perform integer, the numbers will be added. If you perform the string, that will be concatenated. The data types also optional. You don't need to write the data type also for this lambda. It can recognize what type of data that you are passing. So for this method, this is the equivalent lambda. Are you able to write the lambda for that? Then how to call this lambda? How to call this lambda? Do we need object to call the lambda? Na? Or functional interface is required? To call the lambda, functional interface is required. To call the lambda, functional interface is required. Are you guys able to understand? We can say these are arrow functions. You know, in the JavaScript, arrow functions are there, right? Anonymous functions in the JavaScript, arrow functions in the JavaScript. Similarly, in the Java also we are writing arrow functions. Those arrow functions are called as lambda expressions here. No name, no modifier, no return type. We can write more readable and concise code by using these lambdas. How to call the lambdas? To call the lambdas, we are going to use functional interfaces. To call the lambdas, we are going to use functional interfaces. Guys, now see here. What is lambda? Lambda is just an anonymous function. No name, no modifier, no return type. Why to use lambdas? To write functional programming in Java, to write more readable and maintainable and concise code in the Java. How to write lambda expressions? It is easy if you know how to write the method. I'm taking one example, greet method. I converted that into lambda. I have taken add method. I have converted that into lambda. So like this, can we write the lambdas in the Java? By using these lambdas, we can achieve functional programming in the Java. How to call the lambdas? To call the lambdas, we are going to use functional interfaces. Good. Are you able to understand this? Are you able to understand how to write the lambdas? Good. Now, let us take one more example. Let us take one more example. Example 3. Example 3. Example 3. Example 3. Which will give some return value. Which will give some return value. Now, I'm writing a method public user object get user by ID. I'm passing integer user ID as a parameter. Integer user ID as a parameter. Logic to get from DB. Finally, it is going to return user object. Real time. I'm passing user ID as a method parameter and I want to get the user object. My method is having a parameter. My method is having a return type. Now we need to write the lambda for this. We need to write the lambda for this. Can you guys tell me how to write the lambda for this? Can you try? Can you try how to write the lambda for this? Come on. Can you send me the code in the chat box? How to write the lambda for this method? How to write the lambda for this? Fast. Yeah. Now let me take this method. Let me take this method. Method name required. Remove it. Return type required. Remove it. Parameter modifier required. Remove it. Arrow. 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 Data type required. Data type required. Remove it. Remove it. Remove it. Here we are going to write the logic and we are going to specify whatever the user object that we are going to return from there. Got it? Data type not required. You can guess what type of data it is there. Here, if you want to return the directly user object, you can directly return the user. Simple. Suppose I'm getting this user from another method. I'm getting the user from another method. Okay. Directly you can call that here. You can do that. If you have single line, you can remove the curly braces also. You have the single line, you can do that without using curly braces. If you want to write the multiple lines, then you need to keep the curly braces. Like this, you can write the lambda for that. You can do the lambda for that. Got it? Yes, right, guys. Good. So with this, we have seen introduction part for what is Lambda, why Lambda, how to write the Lambdas. In the next session, I will give you some use cases to write the Lambda expressions, and I will tell you how to call those Lambda expressions by using functional interfaces. In the next session, we are going to write the Lambdas with the real-time use cases. I will give the real-time use cases to write the Lambdas. We will take the real-time use cases, we will write the Lambdas for them. Then we will understand how to call those Lambda expressions by using functional interfaces. Okay, that we are going to discuss in the next session. We have the next session on Monday, guys. So this is the first weekend. Tomorrow I'm not taking the class. I will take the next session on Monday. In the Monday session, we are going to see real-time use cases to write the Lambdas and how to call the Lambdas by using functional interfaces. Tomorrow we don't have a class. The next class for Java 8 we have on Monday. From Monday to Saturday classes will be available in the next week. Only this Saturday and Sunday I'm not taking the session because it is started today only. From Monday we'll start freshly. We'll understand with real-time use cases how to write the Lambdas. I will give my project scenarios. I will give my project scenarios. We will write the Lambdas for them in the Monday session, and we will see how to execute those Lambdas by using functional interfaces. Right? Same Zoom link you can use to join the session on Monday. Same Zoom link you can use to join the session on Monday. Right? To get the today's class notes and class video, please subscribe to this Telegram channel. Whatever the class notes I have, I will give for this in this Telegram link. You can join there. So Monday you can join the session. Monday you can do the enrollment process. Same Zoom link you can use to join the session on Monday. Tomorrow, no session. Monday you can join the session. Monday I will tell you the details to enrollment. Okay. Monday also you can join the session for free of cost. Same Zoom link you can use to join on Monday. To get the today's class notes and class video, please join with us in this Telegram. People who are watching in the YouTube, so you can join with us in the Telegram so that you will get the class notes and class videos, sir. So you can see in the chat our Telegram channel link. Join with us in the Telegram. Yep, this is our Telegram channel. I posted in the chat. You can access it. You can access it. If you are not able to join with that using that link, open your Telegram app. Open your Telegram app. In the Telegram app, you have a search option. Go to the search option, type @Ashok IT official. You will get our channel. Please join in that channel so that you will get the class notes and class video. Open the Telegram app. Top right side, you can see search option. There you can type @Ashok IT official. @Ashok IT official. You can see our Telegram channel. Join in that. You will get the class notes and class video. We have our next session on Monday, guys. Okay. So Monday we will see real time scenarios to write the Lambdas, and we will see how to call those Lambdas by using functional interfaces. Monday session is very, very important. No session tomorrow. From next week, Saturday also class will be available. Only this Saturday, I'm not taking the class. Got it? All of you. Yeah. Anybody having doubts can raise your hand in the Zoom. You can speak with me. I will give you option to speak. People who are having doubts can raise your hand. Yeah. Rakesh Kumar, what's your doubt?
Sorry, what is the difference between int or integer? When to use int, when to use integer?
Sir, int is a primitive data type. Integer is a wrapper class.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always recommended to use the wrapper classes. Wrapper classes will represent the objects, right? Wrapper class nothing but we are taking in the form of objects. When you want to perform this auto boxing, unboxing, we are going to use these wrapper classes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Int is a primitive type. Integer is a wrapper class. If you want to represent the data in the form of object, then you will go for this wrapper class. If you want to represent normal data directly, then you can go for that primitive type.
Okay. It is always recommended to the wrapper class.
Wrapper classes, right?
Okay, okay. And both represent the same thing, same
Right.
data, only in the
Right.
object difference.
Right.
Okay. Sir, is any workshop tomorrow, sir? Tomorrow, day after tomorrow?
No, sir. Actually, tomorrow I am not having any workshop. Next week I will plan.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yes. Next one, Abbas. Yep. What's your doubt, Abbas? Abbas.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Abbas.
That return type is also not need, no, this one
If
in.
you have single line, then you no need to write that return type also. If
Okay.
you
Sir.
have a
Okay.
single line, then you no need to write it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Rakesh Kumar is done, I think so. Lata, Raviteja.
Sir,
What's your doubt? Yep.
for curly braces is